had a right to say my side of the story. And
I was able to tell my story about who I was.
I really love to eat.
I am such a foodie.
You'll be surprised to see how many people feel the same way or can relate to you. And
I know there's a lot of other people that probably feel that way, and I just wanted to
Did Hailey Bieber really spend years plotting to steal Justin from Selena Gomez? That question has taken over entire TikTok feeds and fan accounts for what feels like forever. Some call it the biggest scandal in pop culture, where Hailey allegedly lurked around hotels, copied Selena's moves, and laid out a master plan to snag pop's biggest star. It sounds wild, yet the internet can't stop debating it. Today we're going deeper than ever, unraveling how this rumor started, why it refuses to die, and what lies underneath all these sensational claims.
Selena, to your left! To your left, guys! To your left! Selena!
For ages, fans saw Justin and Selena as the ultimate dream couple. She was the Disney darling with a growing music career, and he was the global teen idol making crowds lose their minds. Their on and off romance felt like a real-life fairy tale. And whenever they split, heartbreak spread across social media like wildfire. Of course, when something so beloved ends, people crave a villain. That's where Hailey entered the story. Whispers spread that she hadn't just shown up by chance. She'd stalked Selena, mimicked her every quirk, and swooped in at the perfect moment to grab Justin's heart. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a deep dive like this. But is there any truth to that? To find an answer, we need to rewind to the early 2010s. Justin was skyrocketing into unimaginable fame, while Selena was already known for her roles on Disney Channel and her budding pop hits. Their teams introduced them, fans went crazy, and soon they became the spotlight couple. Yet behind the cute photos were rumors of frantic breakups and quick reconciliations. Often cryptic tweets and moody lyrics hinted at drama, lurking under the surface. Friends, managers, and the media each had a role to play, crafting a story that made it difficult to separate genuine love from strategic PR. Then Hailey entered the scene, though not exactly out of nowhere. She was part of the same Hollywood-adjacent social circles, often seen with other models, influencers, and stars. Because Justin was so famous, almost any encounter he had with someone made headlines, especially if it was with a young woman. So, when old images surfaced of Hailey at concerts or standing in the background near Justin, the internet erupted. Suddenly, these photos were treated like damning evidence of a years-long scheme. People said she trailed him, meticulously plotting every move. In truth, Hailey was just there with mutual friends, living in the same small Hollywood bubble. The accusations soared once Justin and Hailey tied the knot. Overnight, a chunk of the internet labeled her a manipulator who stole him from Selena. Entire social media pages popped up with proof, dissecting everything from the clothes Hailey wore to how she styled her hair. 1,000 little similarities turned into case closed. She's copying Selena. If Selena once said something like okie dokie in a random interview, and Hailey used it in conversation years later, that was enough to spark a TikTok meltdown. Suddenly, the simplest coincidences became major conspiracies. Meanwhile, Selena wasn't immune to controversy. Despite her approachable public persona, she'd faced her own accusations over the years, rumors of tangling with other artists, shading them on social media, and occasionally sending cryptic messages that fans believed were aimed at Justin's new interests. He publicly admitted he'd made bad choices, but fans often decided Selena was still the one who'd been wrong the most. Whenever Justin tried to defend Hailey or clarify details, some accused him of ignoring Selena's feelings. If he stayed quiet, people presumed he was miserable. No matter what, the flame kept burning, and Hailey took the brunt of it. One of the strangest twists is how regular life moments became reasons to suspect foul play. When Hailey launched a skincare line, fans called it a ripoff of Selena's own beauty brand. When Selena posted about new music, people claimed she was sending a coded message about Justin. Then came the infamous rumor. Hailey had liked a TikTok mocking Selena. An influencer posted screenshots, but never provided a screen recording. Hailey's team denied it, yet the story blew up anyway. By the time the facts emerged, it was too late. thousands had already embraced the idea that Hailey was sabotaging Selena's public image. It doesn't help that fandoms pour their hearts and souls into these narratives. Many love Selena for her vulnerability, her openness about heartbreak, mental health, and the struggles of stardom. Hailey, polished and often quiet about personal matters, gets pigeonholed as the privileged model who must be the bad guy. It's a storyline that the internet adores, the sweet underdog versus the supposedly flawless rival. Under that lens, any action from Hailey looks suspect, while Selena's slip-ups are cast aside or forgotten. Even Justin can't escape the pressure. In interviews, he's mentioned turning his life around and leaning on faith to overcome issues with substances and depression. He's confessed regret for some chaotic decisions in his younger years, but rarely do fans factor that into the storyline. Instead, it becomes, he's forced to pretend everything's fine, or he's too scared to speak out. People almost prefer to imagine him trapped in a bizarre arrangement with Hailey, ignoring any possibility that he genuinely chose her because she supported him through difficult times. The reality that two people might simply fall in love, separate from the Yelena saga, doesn't generate quite as many clicks.
And yet again about Hailey Bieber, Selena Gomez, and these copycat, cosplaying, stalking allegations that have been hitting the internet for, I don't know, like the 7th time ever since.
Social media algorithms thrive on drama. A clip showing side-by-side comparisons of Selena and Hailey is a guaranteed engagement magnet, especially when it's set to emotional background music. This cycle repeats endlessly. A new rumor is posted, it goes viral, fans argue, and soon no one cares to check if the original claim even had merit. As more creators realize how lucrative this can be, more conspiracies get churned out. Even a fleeting facial expression becomes proof that Hailey is shading Selena, or vice versa. Meanwhile, the actual women at the center of this fiasco continue living their lives, with their every move twisted into another storyline. It's key to remember that people also have short memories when it comes to controversies. Selena once teased a baby name involving Justin's last name for fun, or dropped cryptic jabs whenever he was seen with a new girl. Yet those moments largely vanished under the glow of her more relatable image. By contrast, any old photo of Hailey near Justin is rebranded as stalking, even if she had legitimate reasons to be there. This double standard reveals more about the public's thirst for sensational gossip than it does about reality. At one point, Hailey tried addressing the drama head-on, posting that people take information and create a person that's not me. She has implied many times that she's tired of defending herself. Selena, too, once asked fans to be more thoughtful online, only to see them double down whenever a new rumor flared up. Despite scattered attempts at peace, the internet refuses to let go. Maybe because a messy feud is more entertaining than acknowledging that these three celebrities have grown past old heartbreaks. If there was any genuine stalking, we'd expect compelling evidence. But all we see are random photos from concerts or parties, claims of suspicious likes, and fuzzy timelines woven together into a dramatic collage. That's not proof. It's a fan-made script. Hailey simply existed in a high-profile world where paths crossed with Justin's multiple times before they ever got serious. Later, they built a bond that led to marriage, and they're still together. Meanwhile, Selena has stepped into new directions: health advocacy, music evolution, even rumored engagements. If the main players have moved on, why hasn't the public? A big part is nostalgia for Yelena. So many fans followed that relationship from day one, treating it like a real-life romance novel. The heartbreak of its end didn't just belong to Selena. It belonged to millions of supporters who invested themselves in the dream. Seeing Justin marry someone else felt like betrayal. So a simple explanation: they weren't right for each other. Doesn't pack the same punch as accusing someone of sabotage. The stalking narrative is a dramatic hook that ignites passions and never quite burns out. It's also about reflection. People see themselves in Selena's vulnerability, empathizing with her heartbreak. Others project their own jealousy or sense of inadequacy onto Hailey, the glamorous model. They resent a woman they think never had to struggle for anything, ignoring that she's faced a different set of problems. We end up with two symbolic figures who represent personal insecurities more than actual real-life behaviors. Add social media's appetite for conflict, and you get the unstoppable rumor mill we see today. What about Justin? He seems to have deliberately stepped away from providing clarifications, likely because every statement triggers more chaos. In earlier interviews, he admitted he wasn't always a great partner, apologized for hurting people along the way, and tried to move forward. Yet fans rarely interpret that as personal growth. They spin it into he's depressed in his marriage, or he's coerced into silence. The simpler explanation, that he's just tired of the drama, never gains as much traction. Look closely, and you'll notice both Selena and Hailey focusing on their own lives. Hailey juggles her brand expansions, navigates motherhood, and tries to shut out trolls. Selena channels her energy into music, philanthropic efforts, and mental health advocacy. Their worlds only collide in the minds of strangers online. Yet each new rumor claims there's an unending feud raging. People love to fan the flames, maybe because it distracts from more mundane realities, or because it echoes the tensions they feel in their own relationships. So did Hailey Bieber truly stalk Selena Gomez to steal Justin? The evidence is flimsy at best, often non-existent. Yes, she was photographed in the same vicinity. Yes, they both speak about life, love, and friendship in somewhat overlapping ways. Yes, they each launched projects that might share generic similarities. None of this confirms a grand conspiracy. It might just be the ordinary overlap in a small group of Hollywood stars, each trying to forge a career and personal life. But claiming that doesn't generate viral headlines. In the end, you have to wonder if we'd be talking about this at all if Selena and Justin's past hadn't captured the public imagination. Their relationship soared under spotlights, fueling countless fan pages that still can't accept its demise. When Justin chose Hailey, fans needed an easy villain. The tabloids needed a juicy story. And so the myth of the stalker wife was born. Over time, every subtle move or old snapshot got roped in, painting Hailey as a cunning mastermind. Yet behind those sensational stories is a far less scandalous truth. People grow up, relationships fizzle, and new ones form. The clash we see online doesn't match the more subdued reality of two women who've likely had to move past real emotional challenges. If there's any lasting damage, it comes from fan wars that distort everything. Ironically, the only real stalking happening might be by fans themselves, who obsessively dig through years of posts, hoping to unearth the next big piece of proof. If you crave an ending, maybe it's this. Selena is free to follow her path, focusing on new music and personal fulfillment. Hailey remains married to Justin, forging her own identity. Both deserve room to evolve without constant references to a romance that ended ages ago. As for all the theories and conspiracies, they might fade if we collectively refuse to engage. That's a big if, though. Many seem determined to keep fueling the narrative, stuck in a fantasy that's more entertaining than real life. But real life has plenty of drama, without these tall tales. A deeper look shows three people who faced enormous fame at a young age. They loved, fought, and learned like anyone else, just under a glaring spotlight. Perhaps we should respect that and stop insisting on a storyline where one woman is a saint and the other is a villain. The truth is never that black and white. Sometimes relationships just run their course, and the people involved aren't interested in regurgitating the pain. If Hailey and Selena can live with that, maybe the rest of us can too. Still, it's worth remembering that pop stars are people too. They make mistakes, heal, and grow at different paces. Whether you identify with Selena's raw vulnerability or see yourself in Hailey's quieter resilience, what truly matters is that both have built new chapters. Maybe after all this time, it's finally okay to let go of old rumors and trust that the real story, the one without dramatic speculation, is far simpler. That might not garner as many likes or shares, but it's more respectful to the real lives behind the headlines.